There's really no way I can prove it without revealing my identity and getting myself into more trouble than I have already.
Exactly what's going on up there?
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin, and they're basically being dismantled. Some are, well, in various stages of completion, built from other parts, and they're being test flown and basically just analyzed.
In essence, were you breaking your vows that you made to the government?
Yeah.
And why did you feel that was necessary? I mean, you took an oath, didn't you?
Yeah. But look at the magnitude of what was going on. I believe that some of the technology, it may be all of the technology, should be kept secret until we have a handle on everything. But certainly the overview of what happened just cannot be a secret from anyone, not just the American people, but the rest of the world.
These beings said that man was the product of externally corrected evolution. They said that man, as a species, had been genetically altered 65 times. They refer to humans as containers, yet I don't know what we're containers of. As I'm sure you now know, it was impossible for me to corroborate the information in the second section. And obviously, if this information is true, the ramifications are far-reaching, and you don't have to be a nuclear physicist to figure that out.
How'd you get the job?
I really don't want to mention the guy who I got it through, but I was referred.
And if I ask you on camera if you know Bob Lazar, can you just say no?
I will sit silently.
How do you feel about Dr. Teller at this point?
I'll kill him. If I see him, I'll kill him. The next time I see him.
You know, he's totally resisted. You know, I've had correspondence. Before I knew you, before you even went on television, we had these correspondence going, and I think I sent you the letters. And I've written to him. I said, all we need is that one sentence that says Bob Lazar is a liar, and signed by Dr. Teller. That would end all of this. But it's not coming.
The power source is a reactor which uses this element 115 as its fuel. In this reactor, element 115 is used as a target and is bombarded with protons in a small particle accelerator.
The reason I ask those questions that I'm wondering is, in other words, if you had other people to back you up and support you, I think it might lend more credibility to what you're saying.
That was part of the idea of getting it on the news, and I thought hopefully I would shake the tree and have these other guys come forward, and I'll be able to corroborate the story and so on and so forth, and then also have the 115 under my belt, but that whole plan backfired.
I understand you took some 115 home with you to do some testing on you.
I obtained it, yeah.
Did you document any of your testing?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, the video, mostly videotape and things like that.
John said it was stolen from you later. Last night he said...
They stole it back.
Stole it back, he said?
Well, there's another level to that, but like I said, right now it's in private hands.
Okay.
There's a story that of something that happened that hasn't really been told, that you guys have not discussed in public, but at one point, this piece that Bob had was stolen, wasn't it?
There was 3, and two were stolen. Bear me out on this, Gene, and then one we have no comment on.
It was actually the second time when I saw the craft, when I got to enter it and look over it, and I finally realized what was going on, that this is an alien craft. It looked like, if anyone's familiar with the Billy Myers sightings, very astonishingly similar to that craft. It was a very sleek, thin-looking, flying saucer-shaped craft.
But at times the craft had glowed tremendously bright, where we thought, being miles and miles away, we thought there was something wrong and the craft was going to explode, so much so that we all got behind the car.
And I got out and set up that telescope right there. And we saw it come up behind the mountains. It flew around for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then it stopped, and it was settling down behind the mountains that were between us and Groom Lake.
if you write the zip code number on the bottom of it, or NC-101 or something like that, or NC something, anyway, it gets to somewhere in the Navy. You know, as far as if there's a department of there, I don't know, but you know, that's the W-2 that I got sent. So
they directed me to the field office in Aberdeen, South Dakota. As a result of the first two digits where it says employer identification number 46 dash, the 46 ends up at Aberdeen, South Dakota. The results of that investigation, and I have it on tape, they said the W-2 is legit, and that's the term they used, legit.
Can you tell me where this location is? And I showed him Bob Lazar's W-2, and he looked at it. Just a minute. He walks into the Admiral's, the 2-star's office. He's in there maybe 40 seconds. He comes out. The Admiral will see you now. I go in there and I give him a sharp salute. Yeah. And he said, Sergeant, he's holding Lazar's W-2. I said, I don't know where you got this thing, but if I ever see your face cross the threshold of my office ever again, you'll be the most sorriest son of a bitch in NCO United States military. Do you understand, Sergeant? I said, yes, sir. With that, he puts Lazar's W-2 in the shredder. You're dismissed.
Mr. Lazar's problem is of an emotional disturbance nature, really much more than the criminal nature. In reading everything here, I note that although it doesn't show a lot of income, we do have a W-2 form of record that shows that he worked for the United States Department of Naval Intelligence. Evidently, based on what you say, that affirms that Detective Bill Young, who investigated this, does not have any objection to probation.
George said it would be a great idea to have Bob Lazar on. And on television, George says, what have you been up to, Bob? And Bob says, oh, I installed some security systems and computers and things for a local brothel.
And then
Needless to say, the police were listening that day, too.
Apparently so.
Judge Lehman, who's now departed, but he got the case. There was pressure put on him that some people showed up in his office about this case.
That's absolutely... there's no other way to put it, because I actually saw the guys.
They leaned on it. They wanted him to sentence Lazar to do some time.
These guys came in and told the judge pretty much, this is what we need you to do. This is what you're going to do for us.